No intro, we're gonna get right to it. But hold on, let me make sure the other shit ain't playing first. Damn, I think I started with my intro and I didn't mean to do that. Check. Alright, cool. Yo, and I don't feel like putting on a whole lot of lights, so I'm gonna stay here somewhat in the dark. I did my best with the lighting. Got a problem, you can go elsewhere. It's fine. Let's go, baby. 3:21 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Starting out with 2 3s. Number 6 energy. There's a number 3 right here at the top of this deck. Um, it just happened to be face up, but whatever. All right. I have no clue what this is about. I've been getting called to make this video or make a video for some time. This particular one is coming at a precipice. You know what I mean? So a lot of good shit, a lot of great shit is about to pop through. I don't know. I'm just let the cards do the talking, I guess, because normally, if I channel something, I'm like in a certain energy. I'm in a certain flow. I have a certain level of energy. Something comes to me, right before I type in the description. But I don't know. Well, look at that. 3 cards just flipped over. Since we're starting with number 3, we're going to take all 3, because why not? I really feel like I should just take the bottom, but I'm not going to. I said let the cards speak for themselves. Y'all saw what happened live on camera. So this is interesting because this high priestess, well, that energy is coming up in multiple readings, not just by myself. I was watching some other people on here, YouTube, and that's what I said. Great shit, good things coming in. When you stand up in your value and your worth, you understand your power, who you are. People keep talking about they're afraid to face themselves. Knowing yourself is the best fucking place you could be. If not, you're getting dragged around by this and that and that and that and this person that. I was just watching somebody talk about how, I told y'all before, messing with the wrong person can mess up your life. Well, this person, I say it a lot more harshly, but whatever. The point is that I'm watching this other person and they're talking about getting dragged off your pathway, letting another person, not allowing another person, but being in a situation where this one person can derail everything you have going, and everything you have going is meant for this world. So it's the life of one for the life of many type mentality. Now, of course, you don't want bloodshed from any human life or any life on the planet. Nothing has to die for you to live. Nothing has to die for you to live. So granted, I mean, because even when you cut the vegetables and things like that, they're still living. But the point is that I'm gonna just let the cards speak. No, the point is that there could be someone in the energy that is almost detrimental to you and your pathway. Maybe not so much your growth, because you could learn from the contrast. A lot of times we learn more from the contrast, like what we don't want, and our triggers and trauma and things like that. A lot of times we learn from that more so than just direct communication from higher guidance, spiritual guidance, things like that. We tend to learn like the hard lessons. Like, you remember when you scraped your knee, you know what I mean? I remember The umpteenth time I scraped my knee on the playground, I remember it was this left knee, and that one hurt the worst. I don't know what it was, but maybe I was finally old enough to recognize pain. I don't know what it was, but like they made a really big deal about this scraped knee, and you know, the rule of thumb was always like, oh, peroxide doesn't hurt, alcohol hurts. Oh my gosh, but peroxide doesn't hurt. Well, peroxide doesn't hurt if it's not affected. Like my shit was really messed up to the point where like I could feel every ounce of the peroxide cleaning and cleansing. Um, some of us need to do that with our lives. Maybe you don't want to go with the harsh alcohol, but you know, it's time to feel every ounce of that peroxide cleansing. I don't know either. What does that mean? I don't know either. No, I mean, it makes sense in certain vibrations, certain planes. But anyways, um, yeah, interacting with the wrong energies that are not on your particular level, you can be strong enough or sturdy enough to an extent, but eventually you become what you allow in your vibration. So if you allow certain music, certain lifestyles, certain lower vibrational people in your energy field, eventually that shit will start to contaminate what you have going on. And yes, I always do say, light comes forth from darkness, not the other way around, right? If you have enough light, there's no dark that's going to come and cloud that over. Light always shines through the darkness. Darkness does not shine through the light. If I shine a light right now into this camera, you're not going to see darkness come forth. You understand? However, if you, it's like a moth to a flame, right? If you have a light outside, I don't know if you can see that one or not. If you have a light outside and a swarm, I mean like 300 moths come and jump on that light, eventually, yeah, you're going to see specks of light, but that's just going to be completely freaking covered to the point where it's just pure darkness. You understand? So it's much like that in life. You can be carrying around that light, but you're attracting so much when you carry that light. And if you're not careful, or if you don't cleanse, or you don't shut down your aura to outside penetration and things like that, you know, you'll end up in this position of your light shutting off in the middle of a live. Nah, you'll end up in this position of a weakened power. You know, you're not going to be full strength. You're not going to be operating at the level you need to operate at because you're allowing others to um, overtake, everything that you're emitting. So being very, very careful about that. All right, let's get into this. Oh, we already had 3 cards. I forgot. Totally forgot. I might just rock with those. It always takes me a minute to like introduce or get it flowing, get it going. But hopefully what I just said makes some sort of sense. You know. We're not taking the whole deck. This survived. Everything else collapsed. So, 1 minute. Alright. I'm sure it's some very powerful. I can feel the power in these cards. But we're not taking half the damn deck. A third of the deck or fourth of it. Forget that. Alright. This flipped over. A lot of bounty, baby. Look, we're gonna take What did we start with, dog? Y'all just saw what happened, right? Go back and rewind. All right. We had the three. I forgot about the three. I shuffled. Whole shit collapsed. But then we saved two. No, we saved one. One of them survived. Of course, the one that did survive. It's got to be the Fool card. I'm going to switch cameras in a minute. Probably. I don't know yet. Anyways, we get the one card that survives. And then, boom, I have two cards in my hand. And what I see is Bounty immediately. Now, this is in reverse. I don't know if this deck even has reversals, but I'm just so used to shuffling four reversals. So either way, the Bounty appears to be, I mean, it is upside down, but it's like, it's interesting because there's like a lamb or a goat, like a sacrificial lamb here with this wise old man who could possibly be a shepherd, but he's like, it's odd because it's like he's looking out. At first I saw doubt in his face. Now I see like a glimmer of like, like a little relief or a little, I don't know what that is. The shadows change it each time. It's like a little, it's a glimmer of hope, a little bit of peace, a very welcoming kind of like, it's finally coming here. Like, so it's not like there yet, but it's like it's finally coming here type of energy. In the upright, and it was upside down. So hey, there we go. And whatever, let's get into this. I'll just come over there and show y'all the cards, but then you probably won't be able to hear me. I got a solution. 1 second. Bam. There we go. All right. Where were we at? So we got the Fool. All right. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Let me hold these things up so you can actually see. Come on, baby. You know, laptop camera ain't as good at the autofocus, but it's all good. As long as we get the job done. I think this is a 4 of Wands. Yeah, pretty sure it's Wands. Boom. Which is like a flower vase, overflowing flower vase. I just got some flowers last week for the first time in a long time. I had to use my my bourbon bottle as a vase. It's been that long. But it was nice to have flowers in the house again. You know, it does something that it's just nice to have life like that. Anyways, High Priestess, number 2, duality, harmony, balance. What the hell is this? 9 of, I think this is the 9 of Pentacles. Another bountiful card, and like, yo, she's actually matching up with homie right here. So you can see the 9 and the 10 playing off of each other. This is all done by one artist, by the way. It's a tattoo artist, matter of fact. This is a tattoo deck. And this artist is dope because though they redid some of the drawings, they kept a lot of their original drawings. So it's a lot of like honoring that imperfection and honoring things being messy as fuck, because that's how life is. And especially if you walk this path, it's like, it feels like things are going crazy. It's chaos. Everything's in disarray, but really everything's working out for you at the same time. So very interesting. And then the last one is Page of Pentacles right here. That's a very beautiful card. I do notice this time down here. Time running out, or you have all the time in the world. The clock is tilted sideways. Else I'd say it was 3 o'clock. Actually, that looks like 3 o'clock to me. Y'all can look and examine yourselves. So there we go. We already got our 3s. We got our 6s. This is a beautiful fucking spread right here, man. Especially with a lot of the messages I was getting earlier from other uh, readers. I don't watch other readers all the time, but there's times in my life where they start popping up more and more. I found a really dope one tonight, and was it Cleo Ra? I think really dope reader. Um, very spot on. It's very interesting how you can always have intuition or see things from an outside perspective. So it's a lot easier for me to channel this energy and just say whatever, or you know, speak towards people who resonate with my style. Yet when it comes to myself, sometimes it's like, oh, I need to hear another reader that I resonate with. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's about, like, what I'm saying is I have that same intuition in me. I probably don't need to listen to any other reader or teacher, but sometimes it's nice to listen to, you know, Dr. Kwame Knife, or listen to Chloe, Cleo Ra, or these just new people that you meet along the way. I guess it's just about hearing stuff. Sorry for smacking for those sensitive. Anyways, I guess it's about just hearing hearing things from different perspectives, you know, or sometimes having a sounding board and like just saying it out loud, allows you to um it just allows you to perceive it in a different way. I don't know, something about the outside that helps, even though it's all coming from inside, yet also coming from source outside, yet sources within you. It's really trippy and cool. Anyways, let's read these cards. My energy is very not normally how it would be when I would be doing one of these readings. So if I'm a little too monotone for you, apologies, but maybe the reading's not for you. So let's get this shit, man. Where are we starting? I'm just start right here. What was it again? Nine of Pentacles. Oh, we turned to the six. I actually got that before the reading, but I think that was for me. All right, check it. Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles asks us to question our relationships to the lavish and luxurious aspects of our lives. Achieving a high level of success often brings higher expectations. Increased levels of self discipline are needed in order to maintain appropriate balance. High expectations based on strict social standards can feel demanding. High expectations based on strict social standards can feel demanding. That was part of it. Was listening to, she was talking about the reader I was just referencing. She was talking about, having these pressures from outside, and how these pressures from outside can, essentially hinder you and your capability and your growth. You're not able to expand into who you're truly meant to be because you're listening to other people and their idea for your life, which is usually based upon their own insecurities and projections. Like they feel like they can't do something, so now they're gonna tell you you can't. The other day I was saying, actually, a couple times this week, I was talking about how we wouldn't know, or you wouldn't know Jay-Z as a mogul had he listened to his uncle. Like, if you listen to certain family or friends, a lot of times you can be misguided because they expect you to live a life of quote unquote stability or security in the way that they know it. So, not establishing your own thing, not having ownership, not leaving a legacy, but focusing on building somebody else's dream, going to work for 8 to 12 to 14 hours a day, working on somebody else's shit, and then you're too tired to work on your own. So, legacy, man. Nobody cares about legacy anymore. Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. But we coming back. We got our own movements. We got our own movements starting. So instead of relying on another person's network or net worth, you should rely on your own network and build your own empire. You understand? I don't know. what's up with people today. You know, it's just lost. A lot of shit is lost, and it's like every single one of your ancestors left a legacy. Now, some of those ancestors left some terrible legacies behind, or some, you know, not the best lineage or bloodline, but everything is in balance. You know, light and dark, quote unquote good, quote unquote bad, which I mean that varies for everybody, right? Like what's good for one person is not good for another, which is exactly what we're talking about. Um, so yeah, let me get the mic out of the shot. Be professionals over here. Anyways, all that was off of one sentence, right? Or two, three sentences. So check it. Um, like we said, high expectations based on strict social standards can feel demanding. The falcon is hooded and blinded to its wild nature. And that was another thing, is about animalistic nature and taming that. But anyways, um, and blinded to its wild nature. He obeys orders and does as he is told. The woman who has tamed him may not be so different. She enjoys the finer things in life, but is often trapped by the social guidelines that are associated with them. Perhaps it's time to lighten your load. If you are truly enjoying living in elegance, continue to do so. If you are feeling constricted, however, remember that you can always give yourself a bit more freedom. Let your hair down and stop worrying about what the neighbors will think. That's the whole shit about, keeping up with the Joneses and that kind of thing. Um, or maybe giving up the city life and going out a little bit further into the suburbs or the country. That could be the rejuvenation that you need. You know, like living in a multi-family unit can be very taxing when you have neighbors or thin walls, or an older building with floor creaks and that kind of thing. And maybe perhaps it would be better for you and your peace of mind to be able to go out a little bit further, 20, 30 minutes away, and live in an area that allows you to breathe in nature and really allows you to like get grounded and rooted, and you can have your freedom. You don't have to worry about somebody who is being over your shoulder, or wanting to, turn you into the landlord or call the police because you're making too much noise or whatever the hell it is. People all up in your biz. That part too, for sure. Sometimes this group living shit is not worth it, but we do it because it's like, well, that has the updated kitchen and it's near everything, and it's like maybe it'd be better to commute or work from home, depending. um in any case, let's see where we at. So that was Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, which is the man in the mirror. He's not really in the mirror. After the nine that we just had, let's see what we got. Ten of Pentacles encourages taking the long route and planning for the future, even if it feels a little boring. Oh gosh, does it feel boring? My goodness. Being in this energy, this vibration, man. I was just reading something else that was talking about like that in between stage. You know what I mean? Like you did something great, or you're either coming up from the bottom towards something really, really, really magnificent, and you're just not quite there yet. Like we kind of talked about in the beginning of this, or you just did something fucking amazing, and now you're in this like in between kind of lull of like finding your next thing, or being able to contribute um, in a new way, finding your new path, finding new creative ventures, finding new whatevers, I don't know, excitement, joy, love again. um the other day I was talking about, a lot of people now have gotten so accustomed to blocking their heart, so accustomed to like guarding your heart, that you've completely blocked out love. Like you won't even allow yourself to be loved anymore. You won't give love and you won't receive love because you're so worried about guarding your heart, guarding who you are. um, out of fear of getting hurt, to the point where like now you're not even using your heart. You know, obviously physically, if you're listening, yes, your heart is pumping blood, but you know, as far as opening up the heart chakra and really allowing that pure light, universal energy type of love, you're nowhere close to that, because you're still holding on to past wounds and people that have disappointed you or hurt you, you know. And at some point you have to take responsibility for your own healing. Doesn't mean you have to fucking forgive them. I don't believe in all that forgiveness bullshit. All right, because first off, they're taking way more mental energy and capacity than you need. Second off, people say it's for you. I don't believe that the forgiveness is for you. Matter of fact, Abraham Hicks, I just heard something the other day. I was going back to one of her videos, and she was talking about, or they were talking about, your higher self would never have to forgive you, because your higher self knows you. Your higher self loves you unconditionally. Your higher self does not judge you. Your higher self does not shame you. Sometimes you might feel like, well, damn, that wasn't really in alignment with where I'm trying to be. But your higher self understands your pathway. It understands the growing pains. It has a lot more patience than you on this 3D realm, right? So with that being said, it's like you can't always um well, I don't know what I was saying. You can't always. With that being said, you know, the forgiveness that you're seeking is something that is external from you, because your higher self understands that you did what you could do with the tools that you had at that time, with the knowledge that you had at that time, with the capabilities that you had at that time, the emotional intelligence that you had at that time. You're judging yourself from a current perspective, looking back on some shit that you didn't even really understand or pull into your vibration as of yet. You understand? So maybe you know the concepts now, maybe they're a part of your day-to-day life now, but at that time, maybe you were just kind of barely hearing it or barely getting into it type thing. So while you're sitting here blaming yourself and tearing yourself down, it's all a part of the process, right? And your higher self gets that. So it doesn't need to forgive you for anything, because this is exactly why you got all these people running around here talking about they fucking shadow self, shadow self, shadow self, shadow work, and all this foolishness, right? Like, once you get to a place where you no longer judge you, not only will you stop judging other people, but your shadow will start to dissipate, because there's no way that you can have this thing that's built from shame and guilt if you yourself have already moved forward, moved forth, and grown past those constraints that have kept you down. You know, those constraints didn't come with you when you were born. When you came into this earth, when you start with your first time you walked on this planet, first time you crawled on this planet, first time you took a fucking breath, first time you took a breath here on this planet, you did not come with all these constraints. You learned that shit along the way. So when you are truly, purely able to love yourself, or purely, truly able to see yourself, even if you're still working on the loving yourself part, when you can see yourself, there is no way that you can sit here and have this side of you that's hidden to you, built out of trauma and fear and uh, scarcity and lack mindset and like I said, guilt and shame and all of this kind of shit. Now, if you're just now starting your work, okay, that's one thing. But, you know, I've talked to more than one person who was very clearly not in love with themselves. They had very low ideals of who they were. They had very low self-esteem. I've dealt with that, you know, in my past as well. But the point is that I've talked to these people where they're at this point of not understanding how to be truly authentic with themselves. How the hell can you not be authentic with you? You know what I mean? These people like with the codependency issues or trying to latch on to somebody else to find their own value and their own worth and their own thoughts, their own ideals, right? So talking to those people and them trying to tell me that it's not possible to transcend your shadow. Well, those people were nowhere near being close enough to loving themselves enough, their true essence enough, or even exposing their true essence enough to really understand what the hell I'm talking about to ever get to that level. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, I say exposing yourself enough because it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's not all you're some perfect human being and you have nothing to work on and all this bullshit. I've heard that too in certain spiritual communities. Some new age shit talking about you're perfect and whole and complete. If you were perfect and whole and complete, then you would have nothing to work on. Hence, why are you here? Right? Now, you can get to a level where you fully accept who you are in your wholeness, in your completeness, but you're still in this position of, what's the terminology for that? There's still work to be done. Though you can recognize parts of yourself that maybe are not so desirable. For instance, I can sit here and say, like, I'm an asshole, right? And I'm very thoughtful, I'm very caring, I'm very to the point, I'm very selfless at times. I can really give people unconditional love. I don't put transactions on the love that I give, which is why I don't give it so freely. I give it freely, say to like strangers and things, but people getting really close to me is a really 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 big rarity. Um, one, because everybody says I'm different. I'm different. I'm a certain type of being here on this planet right now. I'll just leave it at that for right now. But I am a catalyst, right? But I'm also a refuge, you understand? So, with that being said, hmm, yeah, we'll just leave it there. This video is not about me right now. The point is that even with all that being said, I understand that my words can destroy just as much as they can build up. I can help people and I can tear people down. Um, I understand my temper. I understand how quick I am to react. I understand my irritability. I understand my need for seclusion, and I don't communicate that to anybody. Why the fuck? I don't owe you shit. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, I need a week to myself. No, I'm not gonna put a time limit on it. If I don't want to talk on the phone, I'm not gonna talk on the phone. If I don't want to call you back, I'm not gonna call you back. Whatever, you know in traffic, I'm not the nicest guy. You understand? So I understand my full self and I accept that full self. There's a lot of people that those are the parts of themselves that they would try to bury, which is why you end up with a shadow who ends up taking over your life later on, because then you find people that trigger that and bring the worst out of you. And now you're caught in between the two because you don't want to show that side, yet you're showing that side because you haven't fully dealt with it in you. You haven't accepted you. So now you're trying to hide and pretend to be someone you're not in order to fit that person or fit that situation. You understand? So now that we've gone on this tangent, I don't even really remember what the card was. Yo, we only on the second card and I'm already 30 something minutes in, bro. Because this is important. It doesn't matter the amount of cards you get, it matters the quality of the reader, the quality of the messages. But no, seriously. All right. Channeling energy. Fuck. Where are we at? Ten of Pentacles encourages taking the long route and planning for the future, even if it feels a little boring. This card, so the really was off one sentence. This card also comes as an omen of good fortune. Hard work pays off. Financial stability and security come with time. An old man, again, that's that patience aspect. Why I said all of that anyway was about forget forgiveness. Like, stop being guilted into forgiving others, is what I'm saying. Stop being guilted into that bullshit. Other people, psychologists, or Confucius or whoever the hell will sit here and say that, oh, well, you need to forgive because it's going to eat at you and all this. That's not necessarily true. And again, if you can forgive, if your inner self doesn't need to forgive you because you fully accept and understand that every part of everything you've been through is a part of the journey and part of who makes you you, then why in the fuck do you think that you need to go forgive somebody else? Why are you giving other people things that you're not giving yourself? And that's what really messes you up, is giving people, we talked about it before, but filling empty cups. You keep filling this cup that has holes on the bottom, then you get upset when the cup is fucking empty. There's holes in the cup. There's only so many. You could put sand in there, you could put putty in there, you could put liquid in there. It's still holes in the cup. So you keep feeding into other people the things you're not giving yourself, which is why we end up latching on to these people in these toxic bonds. We talked about trauma bonding before. You get into these trauma bonds and these toxic relationships. And again, we were talking about earlier, we started this reading talking about, messing with the wrong people and them muddying up everything you have going for yourself, your pure light and your pure energy. Well, how you think they keep getting in? Because you keep giving them things that they're not giving back to you. That's, there's no reciprocity for one, but you're also, you know, giving in to others the things that you really would like to be getting from yourself. So somehow they are providing that need in one way or the other, usually in a toxic way, because they give it, then they take it, then they give it, then they take it, or their love is full of conditions. You have to be this person, this version of yourself. Let me get my hand in the you have to be this version of yourself at all times, or that person is like, oh, I don't like you're too much, or I can't handle you. Right? I've had that happen to me. Or if you're then if you're too low, that's at happy. If you're happy, oh my god, it's too much, I can't handle it. And then when you're too low, they're like, oh, I can't be around this, it's just too much for me. You understand? So it's like you have to be this perfect fucking equilibrium of yourself in order to be accepted by that person. And that's ridiculous, because at the end of the day, you're in this vessel, you are a human being. Human beings have emotions. Hence why you came from the metaphysical realm, from the spiritual realm, and you came down here to this planet here right now during this incarnation right now, was to feel pain, physical or emotional. You understand? You came here to feel, to taste, to smell, to touch, to fully embrace the richness of life. And even if life seems dark and gloom and grim right now, you know, the it's on the horizon. The light is shining on the horizon because the light comes from you. So if you keep your head strong, you just remember your true power, your true capabilities when it comes to creating the life that you truly desire. You will get there. But it does take perseverance, and it takes the consistency comes, when you know why you are getting up every day, when you know what you're working towards, it's easy to get up. You don't want to do anything else. When you know what you're working towards, you don't want to do anything else to detract from that. And sometimes it's the relationships and the people that we meet that detract from that, because you had a dope connection, or you have it's cool to hang out with them, but can you really have conversations with them? Can you really grow with them? Can you really be your full emotional vulnerable self with them? Can you fully fucking trust them? Some people say don't trust anybody. People switch at any time, and fear is stronger than love, right? However, if you're in the right company, in the right tribe, you should be comfortable enough to be emotionally available and vulnerable. So, anyways, thoughts to consider. Back to this. An old man sits with his hound watching a young. Oh, that's a dog? I really thought that was a fucking sheep. Sheepdog, man. I told you might be a shepherd. Anyways, old man sits with his hound watching a young family dance in the sunset of a warm summer evening. Life has calmed down for the man and he is enjoying the fruits of a lifetime of hard work. After so many years of work, he is wealthy and wise. Life is easy and the man is happy. Are you happy? Truly. Not just this, like, oh, I'm happy because I get to treat myself to Starbucks on Fridays. I'm talking about, like, are you truly fucking happy? Where you work, where you live, who's around you, the animals you have, the incense in your home, the lack of incense in your home. Like, are you truly happy with what you are creating right now? Because if not, it might be time to pivot. Somebody told me I'm the master of pivoting. It might be time to pivot. Shouts out to the like right now. I saw y'all out there. Y'all watching. Appreciate you. Now, life is easy and the man is happy. Take the time to build a solid foundation for your career and family. Becoming wealthy and feeling secure in your life will not come without sacrifice. It may feel dull, but it can be tremendously noble and rewarding undertaking. It can be a tremendously noble and rewarding undertaking. Security and stability are necessary for you to feel comfortable. You may have to play it safe. Wait. Oh, see, there was a typo. It ain't just me. It ain't just me. All right, anyways. You may have to play it safe, avoid risk, and follow conventions that you don't particularly care for. Sometimes you just got to put your head down and get to it, man. Sometimes it's terrible. Like, I'm telling, I'm coming out of this vibration. So that's why I'm telling you, I hate this vibration because it's boring. It's mind-bogglingly boring. It's being, like I said, you're in this lull of, like, you're not quite to the next thing that you're ready to achieve, but you're like kind of far removed from your last achievement. Like, you need a win. You need a win. You know what I mean? But it's like you just got to put your head down and show up every day. And when you show up every day, eventually something will come about. And it is so irritating because part of it too is like your old self is phasing out while your new self is coming in. So you're trying to get into the hobbies and the lifestyle of your new self. Meditate every day, do yoga, do whatever. It doesn't even have to be like this new age spiritual stuff, but genuinely, like, you are trying to, not trying, you are moving into who you are meant to be. You're moving into the new you. However, you have old habits and old people pulling you back down to where the hell you were. Why? Because they're used to you being there. It was earlier today. I should have shared it on my channel. I didn't. But the point is, earlier today, these brothers were having a conversation. Well, they weren't brothers, but these guys were having a conversation about, people want you to do well, but they don't want you to do better than them. Like, a man was talking about how when he had his shop and he had his mattress in the corner and he had his pillow and blanket in the corner, and the customers could tell that he was staying there and living there. They were rooting for him. Oh man, I can't wait for you. Can't wait, man. This is great. I'm really here supporting you. I'm rooting for you. The minute that the man actually started hiring employees and started to come about and really get to his level, all of a sudden it's like these little sly remarks like, oh, boss man, oh, let me watch out, oh, I hope you, let me don't forget us little people on the way up, and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, you know it's that backhanded compliment with a little tinge of envy or jealousy, because it's like they want to root for you when you're doing just well enough, or you're like at the beginning of your journey. but let it be like you're actually succeeding at this shit. You're actually overcoming everything that has ever held you down. Every roadblock, you're smashing it. Every obstacle that was like a freaking asteroid, you're knocking it out the park. You feel me? And so now it's like you're in this place of shedding all that, letting go of those types of people to hold you back, really stepping into your power and saying, you know what, I don't need you to root for me. Your approval means nothing to me because I approve of me. I approve of me. I know my worth. So what you talking about over there has nothing to do with anything. You know, it's really getting to that point. And so it's a terrible place to be in the interim though. is having these old things pull you back while your new things are coming in. But shall you be able to balance them? You will have, I mean, damn. You got the 9 and the 10. Mad abundance right there. It's coming in. All right, let's get through these next cards. I'm talking a lot, and we only 2 cards in. You know what? Spirit don't work on my timeline, and it doesn't care about my vocal cords. So we gonna keep pushing through. Anyways, let's go High Priestess. That's the next one on my little thing down here anyway. So where we at? Her face is very, very interesting to me. But it's very calm and kind of stoic at the same time. Like, I'm chilling with this shit. You're not moving me. You're not rocking my energy. You know? Let's see what she has to say. I like reading from the books because each deck has its own message, and like the people that made the deck took their time. I like to honor that. And plus I like to like shuffle live, read the shit live, and then y'all see like, boom, I just said that, yo. Like that shit is so amazing to me. I had just said it and then boom, it pops up. It's incredible. Anyways, the High Priestess is patient and calm. What we just talked about, being patient, right? The High Priestess is patient and calm. She is armed with true wisdom and the ability to focus deeply on her issues. Shadow self that we just talked about. She knows that true spiritual happiness, again that word, comes with time and experience, so she is in no rush. She will always choose to wait and watch rather than pushing for answers. That's another part. When you feel like you're forcing something, when you have to work, not just the hard work that we talked about. I'm talking about when you have to like work extra, double, triple overtime to have that thing click. That's not the thing for you. That's a clear indicator. All right, I'll say it like this. It's a thing for you in the sense of you will learn a lesson either way. But in the sense of why go through a painful ass lesson when you already see the red flags? Why you keep ignoring the red flags and trying to repaint other people's colors or repaint the situation when it's already telling you what it is? So that's going back to your own intuition and your own gut and learning that as well. But in any case, let's get back to this, right? So we were talking about the patience. She's in no rush. She will always choose to wait and watch rather than pushing for answers. Observe. That is one of your biggest allies, your biggest friends in this world, is the ability to just sit back and just watch. Just observe. People watch, or just, I mean, I love people watching, you know what I mean? Sitting at the mall, whatever. Some people like people watching. We just do it. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm talking about really just watch the next time you in a room and look at the person that's talking the most. They usually got the least to say. They have the least to say. They need the attention, but they're not really offering anything to the conversation or the vibration. Sit back and be that dude in the corner, that woman in the corner, and see how things play out in front of you. people are very, very, very telling, not just with body language, but like it's just very telling. All right, so anyways, the red pomegranate flower in her purple hair, y'all see that, right? And her purple hair symbolizes her powerful but calm feminine energy. The ram's horns on her head symbolize her determination and strength. She is strong. She won't be pushed around and she won't be rushed to act in a hurry, despite temptations to move quickly. A crystal ball floats between her horns, showing her psychic intellect and intuition. The cross on her cheek shows that she is highly spiritual by nature. Don't rush. There is no need to act or to make a decision at the moment. When the time comes to move, you will know. Sometimes, however, it may turn out that inaction is the most mature form of action. That's something that's been popping up too, in neuroscience as well as metaphysics. So quantum physics and metaphysics is this notion that when you are bored, the brain actually gets more ideas. When you allow yourself to sit, you actually become more creative. When you sit down and meditate or walk, you don't have to sit and meditate. You could walk and meditate, all right? But the point is, when a thought comes, you release it down the stream. It's like a leaf. You see the leaf go down the stream. For some people, that helps because they're very visual. The point is that when you take the time to sit, to do nothing, to be bored, to whatever, sometimes that allows you the exact propulsion that you needed. All right, that is the catalyst. Is sitting around and just letting yourself do nothing. You are a human being, not a human doing. So this whole to-do list, da 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 da, and then each day you go to that damn to-do list and it doesn't get done. And then you feel down about yourself. Oh, I should have tried harder. I should have done this. I should have done that. Da, da, da. You beat yourself up because you didn't hit your to-do list. Then the next day, you add that old stuff to your new to-do list. So now you got 4 new things, and then you don't accomplish all 8 things, and so on and so forth. So sometimes you're putting all this unnecessary stress and pressure on yourself because you feel like at a certain age or a certain career position, you should be here. You should be here. You da 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 da. So you go back and forth thinking that you need to be a certain place by a certain time. And it's like if you truly were meant to be there at that certain time, your ass would be there. So sometimes sitting back allows you the space and the momentum to even push forward, right? So now, boom, 3 cards done. Took us a minute, but these are very important messages. Like I said, I didn't even know what was coming out today. So, boom. So far, we stepping into the unknown with a lot of bounty and patience and things like that. Next is the Fool card, blindfolded. So, boom. This Fool card that this person did actually encapsulates a lot of what we're talking about. But you can, boom, that shit beautiful. But you can see the sun rays. They're blindfolded. This person is blindfolded, sniffing the flowers. We just talked about flowers. However, there's a serpent crawling up this flower that is like in attack mode. But this person is blind to that shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what obstacle you throw at me. I'm enjoying life fully. It doesn't matter what tries to detract. I'm still going to go on this path. I'm still walking this path. It don't matter what you put there. So again, when you have a vision and you know where you're going, it doesn't matter who the hell tries to stop you. It doesn't matter what jumps in the way. It's irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. There's nothing that can keep you from your path. So feeling like you have to rush is nonsense. Now, naturally, as a human living this experience, yes, I get it. There's pressure, there's societal pressures, but we already talked about that. Releasing societal pressures, having a kid or a career by a certain age, you know, being here, being there, like wanting this level of success and all this kind of stuff. That shit is great, but like at the end of the day, if you were meant to be there, you would be. So sometimes you need a little bit more work. Sometimes you have to actually put in the work. You can't be like, yo, Jesus, take the wheel, and then you don't put the car in drive. You know what I'm saying? Like you and Jesus sitting there in the fucking parking lot, the cars in park, and you talking about Jesus take the wheel. What Jesus gonna do? You know what I mean? Like somebody got to push on the accelerator. You got to have gas in the car. There's a lot of things that have to happen before Jesus can steer you to where the hell you going. Now, this is not a religious channel or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, that's a common phrase that you hear. People just, I just leave it to source. I just leave it to God. Just leave it to God. And it's like they end up never putting in the work and abandoning their dreams because they just expect for the dream to unfold without actually putting forth the effort. And how can your effort be matched if you never put forth the effort? Well, actually, therefore, I guess it is matching your energy because you're not putting in anything, so you're not getting out anything. Anyways, zero. Zero is the beginning and the end, like number 9, the fool. Hey, look, it says drawing number 33 at the bottom of the page. Y'all see that, right? So again, we started with the number 33, which is a master number, but I broke it down to 6. Anyways, unaware of her surroundings, the fool travels through the mountains alone. The sun is shining, it is a beautiful day, and she's having a wonderful time. She follows her heart and intuition so fiercely that she hardly needs her eyes anymore. She is young, excited for her journey, but perhaps a little naive. She hasn't yet been bitten by life, so she knows no fear of the world around her. Earlier I was talking about you don't come into the world with all these burdens and limitations. You don't come into the world like that. That's picked up behavior, that's learned behavior, that's trained. They've trained your subconscious, programmed your subconscious through a number of different ways. Repetition, trauma, and symbology. And there's so much symbols in popular culture that people don't even know that they're looking at. That's a whole nother video for a different day. But again, what you allow into your vibration, the type of music you listen to, who you allow around you, the type of environments you spend time in, all of that shit programs you. So the point is, with the fool, like I said, it doesn't matter who's standing in your way, but it's also this thing of like, you don't have any limitations. When you were born, you had no limitations. Yeah, okay, you couldn't walk and things like maybe you had a physical limitation as far as that's concerned. But I mean, as far as like your potential in this world, you were a blank slate. You were a blank slate until somebody came along and told you what you could be and what you couldn't be, what was possible for you, as if they were you. They're not you. How the hell are they going to tell you about you when they not you? But see, that's what happens when you don't even know you. You letting all these other people dictate your life for you. Come on, man. Back to the point. She hasn't yet been bitten by life, so she knows no fear of the world around her. The red feather on her head and the red jewel at her heart show that the fool is led by her mind and heart with pure passion, fire, and enthusiasm. The white flower symbolizes the joy that we may find if we take risks, follow our heart, and dive into the unknown. What the? Dude, what did I name this? I can't even see. That's the one thing about this software. Once I name it, I don't know what it's called. I know I put something unknown in the title of this video. I have no clue what the title is right now, but I know I put unknown in that mug. Anyways, this is what I'm talking about. I love these moments. Synchronicity. Anyways, follow our hearts and dive into the unknown. The snake symbolizes the ever-looming dangers in throwing caution to the wind. Let go of your fear and enjoy the journey you are on. All adventures require a bit of risk. Embrace your beginner status and follow your heart. Don't be afraid to be a beginner again. That kept me hindered for a while. It's almost like if it's something you used to do and now you're kind of coming back to it, like you maybe only got to a novice level or intermediate level type thing, you may feel a certain level of pride, like you're too good to be learning beginner shit again. But you know what? It comes back down to the basics. You know, The Lakers lost again because they don't want to put bodies on bodies and box out. That's fundamental basketball. So sometimes doing all the fancy extra stuff, it can cost you a game because you don't want to go back to what you learned when you were 5 years old. You know, obviously that's NBA is a different level, but the point is like sometimes the game does come down to fundamentals. Chucking up off balance threes when you have a shot to hit a mid range doesn't make sense when you're down by one and you only need 2 points to score. But anyways, it's not about sports and all that. I'm just saying like in that regard, that's a prime example that's on top of my head right now. Just because sometimes we like to overcomplicate it. The more that you learn about a subject or more that you the deeper you go with something, you know, you want to pull out all the big tricks and this and that. And sometimes it's like you don't need every tool in your tool bag. Sometimes you just need a Phillips head screwdriver, bruh. I don't need you to try to use a flathead on a Phillips just to prove that you can. I don't need you to use needle nose pliers to screw this in. I just need a Phillips head screwdriver. And sometimes that's just how life is. So don't be afraid to be a beginner and go back to the beginning if you need to. It's very refreshing as well. You know, like things you learn later on in life and how you can view something that was new to you. Say you started something 3 years ago, right? And you're like at this level now. So you're like, man, I know all this shit already. I know all this beginner stuff. Go back and pretend you're a beginner anyway and look at how much you've learned or observed or how you look at it through a different lens, even though it's a beginner lesson again, you know? Anyways, last two cards right here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh yeah. That's the nine of no, that's the four of wands right there. The wands were hiding in the background. I ain't see that, John. Can't flip to it either. All right. Four of wands. Boom. Let's see what we got going on here. I should do it like that, really. The Four of Wands advises us to pause for a moment to appreciate the wonderful things we have done for ourselves lately. Again, about this in between moment, this taking this time, taking this space moment. All right. Hard work, passion, and enthusiasm can lead to such incredible achievements. This card helps remind us to enjoy those achievements. The Four Wands worked hard to grow into bud. With the right conditions, the buds have finally blossomed into beautiful flowers. The Wands flowers were so lovely that they were arranged in a vase that would accent their vibrant colors. The festive arrangement will likely be used as a centerpiece for a party. Celebrate your successes and enjoy your achievements. Hard work and grit will take you far, but enjoying a moment of freedom from life's chores can bring a sense of balance to your life. Boom. What did we just talk about? Being a human being instead of a human doing. Taking, enjoying a moment of freedom from life's chores can bring a sense of balance to your life. If an unexpected surprise has come your way, enjoy it. Smile, dance, and don't forget to enjoy the happiness that has wandered into your life. Drawing number 34, number 7, universal number, baby. That's what we talking about. Come on. Come on. Your boy got it. Don't doubt my skills. What Ambrosio said? You should have doubt yourself before you doubt me. Never doubt me. You should have doubt yourself before you doubt me. Damn, baby. Those are bars. Anyways, Page of Pentacles right here. I knew to save this card for last. I don't know what it says, but I just felt like I need to save it. And from how this reading has gone, I feel like, yeah, same thing. And oh, we did talk about this clock earlier too. And this has flowers, violet at that, so that's royalty. We talked about this clock being set to 3. And then they got this 5-pointed star as well, which I just saw somebody equate to the 5 elements. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the air, earth, wind, Oh, excuse me. You've got air, earth, fire, water, and then ether. So ether is very important. Anyways, Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles knows that there is no use in playing childish games and waiting for someone else to solve her problems. She has recently realized that having dreams is wonderful, but now is the time to take action to make them a reality. Come on, go back and rewind. What did I just say, yo? What did I just talk about? Jesus can't take the wheel until you put the car in park. I mean, put the car in drive. Put the car in drive and have, brake fluid and gas and all of that in the car. Right. Anyways, the eye opens and the page sees herself as an adult for the first time in her life. Her dreams are big, but the clock is ticking. If she wants the big gold pentacle, the delicate strands of pearls, or those pretty purple flowers, she will have to get her hands dirty. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop daydreaming. It's time to make things happen. Take advantage of an opportunity that has recently become available to you. Come up with a practical plan to get things done and start working. Be fair and be honest. Stay true to yourself and don't make any more excuses. So, this is about stepping into your power, as we were talking about as well. You have to open your eyes and face the music. Now is the time to manifest your dreams. Take action to make things real. Drawing number 21, which is again number 3. We started with the threes. We started with the threes. Threes are very significant as well. Like that last card, it's not about rushing the timeline. It's about putting the stuff into action, putting the car in gear, getting your stuff moving so that you can get some of these bountiful harvests that we talked about, the ones that need time to grow. I was saying this earlier off camera about there's times to harvest your bounty, which is usually in the fall around this time, right? September, October, November. But you can't harvest your bounty in October and expect to have a new bounty in December, right? Like, just like there's seasons, you are also in a season. So you're here ready to harvest, but you have had to have planted the crops in the freaking summer or the spring, depending on what it is. So wintertime, when everything's dead, don't expect for you to have massive growth, right? Springtime, if you set your schedule right, in the springtime you will start to bloom again. Summertime, you're gonna have shit perfect time to be sowed, you know what I mean? Or at least reaped. So the point is that if 8 months out of the year you're working on planting your seeds and watering the seeds enough for them to grow, so that in October or in September, maybe even November, you can now go and harvest those fruits, those grains, those vegetables. But you can't expect that you can grow those same crops all year round. It doesn't work like that. So when your creativity ebbs and flows, you have to understand that it's an ebb and flow. If you're blocked in doing music, go over there and pick up the camera and go do freaking photography. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to find other avenues to get your creativity flowing. But the point is, if you have one vision and one goal or one major thing that you're working towards, everything will start to fall in line. There's no way that you're not going to get up to go work on your massive goal or your massive dream or your massive vision, because you know that it can help change lives. Not just your life, but other people's lives. Because your life is not about you. Your life is not about you. It's about other people. How many people you can help while you're here. You want $1 million? Help 1 million people. Simple. How many people are you helping? How are you helping contribute? How are you providing value? You really want to get ahead, you have to provide value in some regard. Whether, even if you say you own a piece of land and you sell that land. That's giving somebody value. You know what I mean? So it's not always tangible or physical though. It could just be knowledge, sharing gems. Right now, I'm sharing a gift of intuition and helping people. Hopefully, there was some of y'all in here that liked the video and things like that. So, you know, getting on here while I'm in other realms and you know using certain substances and things and being able to really provide value and a little shimmer of hope to people, hopefully. Um, what else? Yeah, yeah. Mm. What else is yeah, that super cool. Mm. Right when I did that, it hit 111. Again, number three. So we gonna ride out with some fractals and the number three, baby, because it just deserves that honor today. And if this helped you out, share it and help somebody else out. I really hope that the right people find this message today. Typically, that's what happens, but you never know. Um, in any case, comment section has been quiet lately, so I'm gonna just let that rock. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, bitches, gripes, moans, complaints. That's what they used to say in the military. Um, yeah, if you have anything, you know what I'm saying, you could always drop it in the comment section or send an email or whatever you desire. Send it telepathically if you would like, and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience because I value my time. Now, thank you for joining me today. 112, baby. We out of here. Number three.